Welcome back to Grizzly Game Day, where we're throwing it back to 2018 and that win over Sacramento State in the throwback uniforms. This is Eric Tabor, Director of Communications at the University of Montana. And now it's time for the Legend of the Game segment, where we do a little reminiscing with a former player from that squad and find out what they've been up to, brought to you by the M Store in downtown Missoula. Joining me now is the quarterback from that 2018 squad who kind of had a bit of a breakout game. Joining us from his home in Scottsdale is Dalton Sneed, quarterback. Dalton, thanks for joining us, man. It's great to see you again. And how's everything?
Going really well. Just trying to, stay, I guess, in the lull of things. Everything's kind of up in the air. So everything's good. Everything's doing good, and appreciate you having me.
So I'm not sure this sentence has ever been uttered by anybody before, but you're in Scottsdale, Arizona, but I'm sure you'd much rather be in Winnipeg right now. With the CFL. So obviously you signed with the CFL in the springtime, but their season's been canceled. What's that been like for you? I mean, obviously frustrating for anybody who's not able to play football right now, but what's that been like for you, and how are things going?
I think it's pretty tough, and like you said, frustrating. I mean, this is the first time in 18 years I haven't been playing football in the fall. So I feel almost out of sync with everything. There's something missing, and obviously it's football, but it's weird. I don't have that same schedule with coaches harping on you, be there 15, 20 minutes early everywhere, and everything is to a T, and it's weird being almost out of sync. But, the season canceled kind of is what it is. Stay ready, stay in shape as much as I can, and just look towards May. That's kind of what they're saying now is 2020 is a wash, and keeping the eyes on 2021 and prepare for that as such.
So you're still on the roster, obviously, but have they been sending you workouts to do, and what have you been able to do to kind of stay ready for your opportunity when you get up there, Winnipeg?
Right. So they the director of strength and conditioning up there sent out different programs for every month because different types of training. Being that we're 7 months out, we'd be in the middle of the season right now, so he's kind of structuring it as such. And then I have 2 Canadian balls, so I go out and throw at least twice a week, just try and keep my arm in good shape, and got a gym in the backyard and all the workouts, and kind of just plug away until May.
What's the difference with the U.S. and the Canadian balls? I know they're bigger. Has it been hard to adjust to it?
Not very much. I think they play a lot like the college balls, the GSTs, but they are fatter, and it is weird throwing them at first because they have on the college ball, on the front and the back, they only have white lines halfway around, but CFL are all the way around. So when you throw it, it's just a perfect white circle that you see. So when you're tracking it and throwing it, it just looks different. So it's cool.
That sounds satisfying. It's just
a
perfect circle.
When you throw a perfect circle or a spiral, because you'll see that perfect circle.
Very cool. Well, a guy's got to eat too. So have you been doing some work on the side? And tell us about your personal life a little bit. I heard you popped the big question to your girlfriend.
I did. So on Easter, finally proposed my girlfriend of 6 years. So it's been a long time coming, and we're both super happy. Just kind of looking forward to starting our next life. We were planning on moving up to Winnipeg and getting everything going, but obviously the wrinkle in the plans. And then, for work, just keep my head above water, trying to pick up work here and there. My cousin and I actually started we have monsoon season here, and there's a lot of acre lots, so a lot of trees went down. So we grabbed chainsaws and loaded up a trailer and went around door to door asking for cleanup and made some money that way, and working with my uncle doing house restoration, remodels and whatnot. So trying to stay busy, and I'm actually honestly playing a lot of golf, so that pays for that as well. So I picked up golf as a new hobby.
How you hitting them? What I bet you're a 4 handicap now at this point.
Oh man, I wish on the best round ever. No, I've been trying actually a lot to get better. A lot of fun when you play good golf rather than wanting to wrap your clubs around the tree. But I'm probably like a mid-80s golfer now. So it's fun.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I'm jealous of that score right there. So let's talk about this game a little bit. It was a roller coaster ride, but in the lead up to it, obviously it was the Dave Dickinson Hall of Fame weekend, right? So we got the throwback uniforms out, and this was your first year at Montana. So what did that mean to you? Did you know much about, Dave and that kind of tradition and the College Football Hall of Fame and everything? And What was the lead up to that week like?
I think I didn't truly understand the magnitude of the Dickinson era at that point. Um, and it didn't really sink in until probably the game when I saw literally everywhere Dave Dickinson. And I was like, wow, this guy, he was a legend. Like, I want to get on his status. And coach actually had him come out and talk to us the day before the game, just kind of a pep talk and, what great teams be successful. And obviously, because up in Calgary, he's been extremely successful. And it was kind of cool. It was kind of like a bonding moment for me because he was talking, and then he said, Dalton, what is like the most important thing as a player on the field? And I was like, well, you got to get better every day. And he was like, exactly. So I was like, yes. I got the right answer. So I automatically felt like I saw eye to eye with him in the aspect of how competitive he is and the drive that he has. I could just sense that in the way he talks, and obviously his track record speaks for itself. But it was cool to see that and really start to understand that I was playing in a game that not only had the throwback jerseys honoring them, but with a past Grizzly going to the College Football Hall of Fame, that's just huge. So I wanted to go out there and have a great game because of that, honestly.
That's great. If you're just joining us, we got Dalton Sneed, former quarterback, on the line with us, and so we're talking about that Hornet team from 2018. It's kind of the first chance we got to see how good they were. That was a really solid team that we beat when they came in here, and obviously they got us down in California. But what do you remember about the X's and O's from that game? Because it's a heck of a defense, but it was also a heck of a game plan that Coach Rosie put together.
Three things that stand out. One, that's probably the first and only game I will ever play in that there wasn't a turnover, and hence why it was such a close game. I mean, it was an absolute shootout. Two, Gabe Solser, we handed him off. I think it was the third play of the game. We did a little end around to him. It was his first touch as a Grizzly, and you could not have literally written it up any better. Pack Stadium, throwback jerseys. He's a freshman, and I watched him turn this corner, and from my view, it was just like, wow, because he is so fast, and I was just fired up for that one. And then, obviously, our Coach Rosie put in this option-like play that we ran 3 or 4 different times, and it was just wide open. I mean, we fooled him good. The offensive line cleared it out perfectly, and that 75-yard run I had, I mean, look at the hole. It's like as big as a room. So those are 3 things that stand out the most that game.
Yeah, that game plan worked out in your favor. All right, 440 yards total offense, 206 of those on the ground. That's a record for a Montana quarterback. So I've got a background in professional rugby, right? And so I'm wondering, did you watch any rugby game film to get prepared for that? Because you executed those 2-on-1s perfect, man.
Hey, I got the rugby pitch down in practice. So I was watching highlights, man.
How does this stack up as maybe, one of your favorite games as a Grizzly? Because it would have been a lot of fun. And another play that I was going to ask you about was that sort of fake pass where you got the guy off his feet and then just took off in the other direction and for a touchdown. So, that's a lot of fun stuff for a quarterback to be able to do. How does this stack up as maybe one of your favorites, or what are your favorites?
Probably in the top 2, definitely. Just in the overall aspect of the environment of the game. And how fun and competitive a game that was. I mean, it would have been different if it was 60-15 or a blowout or something, but it was neck to neck and really an offensive shootout the whole game. And as a quarterback, I mean, you wouldn't want anything more than that because it's perfect. You spread the ball around, guys are making plays, everybody's having fun, and then you pair that with just the atmosphere that day. It was unbelievable. So.
Very cool. Well, Dalton, we'll be keeping an eye on you as you head up to Canada in the spring. Wishing you the best of luck up there. This has been the Legend of the Game with Dalton Sneed, brought to you by the M Store. Thanks for joining us, Dalton. Grizz fans, if you bleed maroon and silver, you found your happy place at the M Store for all your Grizz apparel, gifts, and more. Drop by the M Store at 124 North Higgins in Missoula, or visit our online store at montanamstore.com. The M Store is all Grizz all the time. Dalton, great to see you again, man, and go Grizz.
Go Grizz. Fight on.